The Blade Runner RPG by Freely just got a little bit better because, my dear friends, they just sent me the asset pack and solo mode box for this absolutely lovely game. However, is this actually going to be worth the amount of money that you have to pay to get your hands on it? I'm Paco Garcia, I'm the Free Leaguer, and I am about to tell you. I've been a very big fan of the RPG, you know, the Blade Runner RPG, which is somewhere over there, because I think it's brilliant. I've loved the film since I was a little boy, and the game itself has some very clever ideas about human interaction and has some very deep philosophical kind of scenarios, which I really love. Having the solo mode is wonderful. It's a very great idea, but I don't know what this has got inside. So how about I basically show you. I'm not saying what's in this box yet, so this is going to be a surprise as for you as it is for me. So the inside follows the same art direction, so the cover follows the same art direction that the whole game has followed so far, with this kind of bluish, dim, dark, atmospheric illustrations, which is very good. And the back shows us exactly what we're going to get inside, and I am really gagging to look at it, so I'm just going to shut up and continue and open this box. Okay, I've shut up for long enough. Boom. This is like, you know, really heavy box. This is very strong cardboard, and I love that. I really love that. Not strong enough to kill myself with it, thank God, but it is very good. We get a deck of cards, the ubiquitous, you know, kind of Free League catalog, which is super duper cool. Some stands, I don't know what happened there, I'll get them in a minute, and a little thing for circular stuff. So let's go into the solo mode first and foremost, which, because it is, quite frankly, the thing that interests me the most. Oh, thank you, husband. My husband just, you know, gave me back this. This stands for the, I'll show you later. So the solo mode. Solo mode, we have a little booklet. We have just a few pages, 22 pages, 23, shouldn't need any more. And exactly the same layout that we have seen in the books, which is very good. It keeps all the standard thing. You know, the one thing about solo modes that I feel are very important, that's why one of the reasons why I like them so much, regardless of all debates as to whether they are RPGs, they are games or not, whatever, they are incredibly good tools to devise your own adventures that then you can bring onto the table. So even just for that, I would recommend you take a look at them and decide for yourself whether this is going to be something useful or not. Not just for this game, but for any other. But we get starting a case file, working the case, seeing categories, that's very good. See, this is the kind of tools that I find very useful. How to deal with checks, critical successes. I can see an awful lot of illustrations being reused, which, yeah, on the one hand is not a bad idea, because this is not, you know, a main kind of product. On the other hand, you know, artists, hopefully they're going to pay twice. That would be very nice. But this is something that you can read in one afternoon. I will read in one afternoon and tell you all about it as soon as I have done it. Then, and only after then, we have the stands. These are the stands for the main characters that you can play with, and I can see some that are already in other adventures, which is good. And then we get the heat meter, which is what those two little pegs that I showed you earlier are therefore, they should be somewhere around the table. And then we get an awful lot of maps. Oh, here they are. These are for the characters. I love how they have turned, you know, the case files into such cool handouts for the players. And I love how strong they are. They are so utterly brilliant. Loving. This is such a wonderful touch. Even in the future, there is this wink wink at the 80s when the movie came out for this physical media, which of course in years to come will probably have disappeared completely because, you know, what's the point of paper in the future, so to speak. And then we got a bunch of maps. Some of them huge and loads of details. I'm not going to go into every single one of them because, you know, but we get, to be precise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, one-page double-sided maps, and then A3 maps, you know, this big, also double-sided. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 14 maps, double-sided, A3, and 6 maps, A4. And then the envelope where we're going to keep our case stuff that we can then give to our players. As I was saying earlier, this is packed with stuff. Oh, on the deck of cards. The deck of cards are going to come with probably weapons, NPCs, conditions perhaps. I don't know. I'm just inventing this while I open. So, Casper Havelock, Niles Felon, Benita Baduri, these are characters, loads of them. Wow. Oh my god. These are all characters, which is great because this is, I thought they were going to come with more weapons or some things like that, but no. These are basically people that you will be able to interact with when you create your own adventure in the solo mode. And considering how many we have, I haven't looked, but I'm sure it will be in the back of the box. So 20 detailed action maps, 18 cardboard character standees, 28 mugshot cards of various denizens of future noir LA, including famous characters pulled from the silver screen like Mariette and Gaff. This is so cool. Very, very nice. And this is going to be incredibly useful. So there you go. If you like your Blade Runner, and you should, I mean, if you have read Blade Runner, you probably like it, this game, because it's excellent. But this is perhaps exactly what you're going to need to create your own adventures, whilst Free League continues working on the rather excellent set of adventures that they have come up with the addition of Replicant Rebellion, which I took a first glance look at a few days ago. I don't think you have any excuse whatsoever, unless you don't have money, of course, not to buy this. But what do you think? If you've played the solo mode, have you created some adventures or have you documented them anywhere? I would really love to see that, so leave them in the comments below. But until the next time, I very much look forward to hearing what you have to say about the asset pack and solo mode and Blade Runner, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Take care. bye.